He made his name with two of the biggest box office hits of the 1970s. But despite some later successes, he never regained his earlier acclaim. William Friedkin, a filmmaker whose gritty, visceral style and fascination with characters on the edge helped make The French Connection and The Exorcist two of the biggest box office hits of the 1970s, died on Monday at his home in the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles. He was 87. Mr. Friedkin was a promising but not well-known director with a background in documentary film when he teamed up with the producer Philip D'Antoni to make The French Connection, based on the true story of two swashbuckling New York City police officers, Sonny Grosso and Eddie Egan, who broke up an international heroin-trafficking ring in 1961. The script was adapted from a book by Robin Moore. Working with a modest budget, Mr. Friedkin and Mr. D'Antoni relied on a cast of relative unknowns. Roy Scheider, an off-Broadway actor, took the role of Mr. Grosso, called Buddy Russo in the film. Gene Hackman, whose modest credits included a small part in a big film, Bonnie and Clyde, and a big part in a small film, I Never Sang for My Father, was hired to play his partner, Popeye Doyle, based on Mr. Egan. By sheer accident, Fernando Rey played Alan Charnier, a character based on the international drug kingpin Jean Gion. Mr. Friedkin had wanted Francisco Rabel, from the Luis Buñuel film Belle de Jour, but his casting director confused the two actors. Filmed on location in New York for less than $2 million, or about $15 million in today's money, the average Hollywood film cost $3 million at the time. The French Connection delivered visceral drama, documentary realism and edge-of-your-seat thrills. Popeye Doyle's Pursuit, in. Mr. Friedkin followed up a year later with The Exorcist, based on William Peter Blatty's best-selling horror novel about the demonic possession of a 12-year-old girl. Filmed largely on location in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, it was a suspenseful, often gruesome, cinematic study of evil at work in the modern world, evil conceived in almost medieval terms. His most recent effort, the Caine Mutiny Court-Martial, starring Kiefer Sutherland and Jason Clarke, will have its premiere at the Venice Film Festival, which begins on August 30th.